welcome to the vlog. I'm really happy you're here with me and I can't wait to show you what's been going on this week. Good morning. Today is check-in day. So once a week I get into my bikini, I take photos, I take measurements, I reflect back on how the past week went, some of my wins and successes, and other places where I could improve. So I always do this on a week-to-week basis, whether I'm competing or not. I find that it just keeps me really accountable to myself and to keeping my habits up if I know I'm going to have to report to myself at the end of the week. What gets measured gets managed. The more that you can have awareness of what your body's doing over the thoughts that you're having about yourself on a week-to-week or even daily basis, the more that you're going to be able to make adjustments and steer yourself in the right direction. Welcome to the gym. So this is what we got going on back here. Swiss ball. So this is what's awesome. Derek built us a squat rack after the first couple weeks of quarantine when we were having to train with just bands. So what he did was he took some buckets and filled them with cement and then measured out wood to make a squat rack as well as a bench press, except he didn't measure right, so then he had to build me a stair because I'm too short. And then so we have one set of plates and one 65-pound dumbbell, two of these dumbbells from like the 80s, and an ab roller, one kettlebell that's 36 kilos, which is about 80 so pounds, and then we bought some mats. And then we did have some more bands, but some of them snapped, and then one booty band. So that's what we're working with, and been able to make it work pretty well over the past, I don't know, like 10 or 12 weeks that we've been home already. And then we have a beautiful view of a park, so that always makes it really nice to train in an open space. This week is deload week. It's a week of reducing fatigue on the body. I just went through a 6-week mesocycle where I worked up in intensity until the last 2 weeks I was taking all of my reps to absolute technical failure. I ended the week feeling exhausted. It's kind of just like wiping the slate clean. If you're always beating yourself up, where do you have to go from that? At some point, your body's just gonna say enough, and it's probably going to get injured. Training is going to have a big reduction, basically just minimal, just to stimulate the muscles and then getting out. Just finished my training session and my run, so I'm having some protein oats with berries and walnuts and an iced coffee with some sugar-free syrup. This entire process isn't about the day on stage, and it's all centered around becoming your best self. To me, it's so much more than training and nutrition. It's about mindset, it's about forming habits, it's about building self-confidence, and it's about showing up for myself every single day and doing the best that I possibly can. Because in the end, I'm just trying to prove to myself that I can do this, and that if I can do this, then imagine what I can do in the other parts of my life. Visualization is a really important tool of mine, and visualizing myself achieving my goals puts things in perspective, and it gets me to act in a way that a professional athlete would act. By me putting that in my mindset, that how would a professional athlete train, eat, sleep, manage their stress, that really allows me to change my mindset of potentially making a bad decision to making one that's actually going to benefit me.
I'm such a good burrito builder.
I have fish, cauliflower rice, and green beans. And he has Chipotle.
Decisions. I mean, what are you gonna do? Double chicken. You gotta wait for them to do the first scoop, then tell them you want double, because then they're trapped.
Oh.
They have to give you 2 big scoops.
Okay, so we just got back from the grocery store, went to Costco and Meijer and got a whole lot of things for the entire week. Usually I am somebody that goes to the grocery store like once a day and just picks up things that I need, but since with the whole coronavirus, we've been doing it in one big haul. So I'm gonna show you what I got, and this is basically what I'll be eating for the next week. For protein, I'll be having whitefish as well as lean beef, and then I also have chicken in the fridge. Milk for my coffee. I love this Greek yogurt. It's so delicious. Mixed with strawberries or peaches at night is kind of what I've been eating for dessert. My vegetables for the week are peppers, which I'll make into stuffed peppers with the lean beef. I have a lot of zucchini. I like to spiral it and make it into zucchini pasta. Tomatoes, some mushrooms, and then for my carbs, I have this Banta pasta. I love it. It's not too much lower on carbs than regular pasta, but it is a little bit, and when you're dieting, every bit counts. I have some rice left over, and then 1 massive potato. My carbs mostly come from fruits and vegetables at the moment, since I am in a dieting phase, but I'll definitely have a lot of rice, and then some of the potatoes this week. Healthy fats, avocado, and then we got this treat, this Saunders dark chocolate. I just found these at Costco, and I'm really excited to try them. They are 30 calories, which usually means doesn't taste good, but we'll see how we go. Who's ready to go for a walk? Marcus, you excited to go for a walk? Cookie! Nobody's excited. Just pop these guys out of the oven. I think I may have overcooked them slightly, but I think they'll be delicious. Basically, I just cut them up. I put a little bit of olive oil, and I add Lawry's seasoning, salt, and a little bit of paprika. So we bought these special chocolates from Costco. There's Saunders dark chocolate with sea salt and caramel. And the deal is I'm not allowed to have one unless Derek gives me one. I make all these rules for myself. Thank you. Just got back from my hair appointment. A little bit different than what it usually looks like after I get my hair done. But my hairstylist was super nice and allowed me to come over to her house. We wore masks the whole time, and she gave me highlights and then fixed my extensions. So because I have extensions, after a certain amount of time, it can really ruin your hair if you don't get them taken out and reapplied. So that's why I went over there, because she didn't want my hair to get ruined, which was super nice. Feels so much nicer to have your hair redone. As I was sitting there, these hair appointments can take between 4 hours up to 8 hours sometimes. So what I do is I bring a bunch of meals with me because I always like to be prepared, and I like to eat at very specific times. I try to eat between every 3 hours as close as I can. And when I was sitting there, I had gone 3.5 hours and I was starting to feel really, really weak. Like my eyes were closing. I was kind of slumping in my chair, and I wasn't able to read the book that I brought. And all of a sudden I looked at the clock and I was like, oh my gosh, it's only a half an hour past when I was supposed to eat, and my body is already really very much craving another meal. And as soon as I ate, it was like I was a different person. And it's always so interesting to me when you can get your body on a consistent schedule, how much food is actually fuel. So I thought that was really interesting. I really enjoy prepping everything that I eat. Actually, earlier this year, I had a little meal prep business where I cooked for a lot of my clients. I always say I am a meal prepper and not a chef because my stuff is very, very simple. This is my new favorite dessert when I'm dieting and don't have a lot of calories. This is sugar-free Jell-O, and this is yogurt with strawberries. I just mix them together. Looks gross, but it's delicious.